Well, and it's well, you just touched on it, right? It's for you, not for the people,
Right.
right? And I mean, let's face it, the reason that another stimulus package has not passed it, and you know what's sad is I know somebody this week who is on the brink of having their house foreclosed on because they both that person and their wife both lost their jobs, were laid off, well, furloughed first, but then ultimately laid off. I know somebody else very close to me who is, struggling as far as work goes, has been furloughed for a while. People are struggling, and one side wants wants it passed. Why do they want it passed? Sure, part of it probably is because it makes them look good before the election, but I do think part of it is because they really do care about the people. The other side is steadfastly against it because they know it will make the other side look good if they pass it, but they're also trying to jam it chock full of things that will benefit them.
Right.
Politically.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that type of selfishness, which happens on both sides, it's not just on one side. That's the side that makes me want to puke. Because you're there, you're supposed to be representing the good of the people, not lining your own fucking pockets. And that's really, you touched on it. That's really what's happening here. And it's what makes, I think, everybody sick to have to choose between the two that we have to choose from. The other thing too, oh God, this is a bit of a pet peeve. It's a little bit off track, but it's sort of related. I don't need you to get on social media and tell me that you voted or who you voted for. I don't give a fuck. Right. I'm old enough to remember when people kept their mouths shut, went to the polls, voted, didn't tell anybody who they voted for. Even my own parents, when we were kids, wouldn't tell us who they voted for because they didn't want to sway us.
Right.
And we're the same way with my oldest child. And I know one of my other brothers is the same way with his kid, who's going to be voting for the first time and who is, looks at both sides and goes, he's an 18-year-old kid who looks at both sides and goes, Jesus, I don't know which way to go, to be honest. And that's a tough decision for especially kids his age, and I call him a kid. He's a man now, but that's a tough decision. And I have a 20-year-old who has to make that decision. And Kelly and I don't push her in one way or another. But she's developed a very solid opinion on her own through what she sees in some of her classes in college and goes, that's not right. I know for a fact that's not right because I can look it up and see that that's not right when I'm being told. It's kind of hard to get anything past her. She's got a pretty good bullshit filter, but you don't need to go on social media. Keep it to your fucking self. I don't care who you voted for.
Right.
I don't.
Right.
Keep it to yourself. Keep it off social media. Go vote. Quietly do it. You don't need the attention. If you're out there and you're posting, "Hey, I voted," and you're displaying your sticker and all that other bullshit, I don't really care. Go vote. Keep your mouth shut. Then at that point, what happens? Then we don't need police at the polls like they're going to be, right? I read that this morning, right? There's going to be a ton of police at more so, almost triple than what there's been in the past at the polls because they worry about, civil unrest and things like that. That's fucking sad. I mean, it really is. It shouldn't be this way. Everybody, mind your own business, right? Which nobody can seem to do anymore anyway. Mind your own freaking business. Go into the poll, fill out your ballots, submit them, which is what we're doing. The three of us, Kelly and I and my oldest, we're all voting in person.